What's going on, Sooner fans? Good evening. This is Tuesday. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope that everybody had a good day. It was a good day for Sooners all over the place. Football, softball, all of it. Sooners get another commitment football. CJ Nixon, a big time get for Oklahoma, 4-star defensive edge athlete. Really, really talented guy out of Weatherford, Oklahoma. Also the home of one Ethan Downs. So there you go. But that's a huge get for Oklahoma. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. Chester says CJ's a huge get. Can't let the top Oklahoma kids leave like previous staff was notorious for. I agree. Massive get. Uh, Now you look at the defensive line so far for the 25 class. You got CJ Nixon, Alex Shield Knight, Trent Wilson. I'm missing one, Hunter. I don't know why I'm missing one right now, but I am. Uh, the name escapes me right now. But what's up? Hit the like. That's right, Lori. Hit the like. Appreciate it. What's up, Bomb? How you doing tonight? Hunter, who am I missing? Moore. Moore's who I'm missing. Okay. Uh, so, hey, we'll see. I think they're not done yet in that position. Damon says definitely a great day to be a Sooner. I agree. You also had softball gets another portal commit. Agbiani, shortstop slash pitcher. I think probably going to be mainly shortstop at Oklahoma with maybe a few innings here and there. Pitching maybe depends on who else they get out of the portal. I really think is what that depends on. Greg God says the question is CJ or Shield Knight going to swap to tight end. I don't think so. Here's the thing. I do think CJ is definitely talented enough and athletic enough to play tight end. I think he's going to be defensive end. Now, Shield Knight, we'll see. I had heard stuff about maybe Trene Washington possibly at tight end. But I think CJ is going to be strictly edge. And here's the thing. He can play basketball too. I just think me and Hunter talked about this earlier today. It's so hard to be a two-sport athlete and play football and basketball. The seasons overlap too much, in my opinion. I mean, you're basically if you're good at football and you have a good football team, your season's not in and now till mid-January, late, and so you really only have the month of February before postseason basketball. So I think it's very difficult to do. We'll see. I know Brody Lust from OU Insider said that they do have a spot available with that scholarship for OU football that they could use him, but I don't know. We'll see if that happens. I'm not sure on this, Lori. He will be at a Walmart. I'm not sure which one. I think easier to play tight end. I think they'll keep him on D. Yeah, Trene to be a tight end as well. I agree, Greg God. I saw Topher put in there too about more on the horizon. Listen, I do think the 25 class is going to finish dang strong. I mean, Hunter, am I wrong? But I think this commitment today from CJ Nixon jumped them up to number 5 in the class or in the year. And Craig says top 5 class so far. What about a 5-star? Here's the thing: 5th overall class right now. It's all going to come down, in my opinion, offensive line. I think that is where this class is going to make it or break it. If you want this to be a top 5 class, you go get a couple 5-star offensive linemen and cement yourself. Topher says July might have some shock and awe. I'm all for it. Listen, I don't follow recruiting as much of a lot of people, but I love kind of the last minute kind of where shock and awe moments. I think it's great. I'm a big fan, guys, of Survivor. I don't know if anybody else watches a Survivor. I've watched every season of Survivor. My family and I have. Love that show. And the best thing about that show are the blind sides. And in recruiting, you have blind sides. You have shock and awe. I'm all for it. I love it. I think that's a great thing in recruiting. Yeah, you're going to lose some, just like OU lost Granville. But you're also going to get something you're not expecting. So we'll see. We'll see who those names are. Yeah, it would be nice, Dalpost. I agree. Greg Gut says Marsh repping OU at 5-star camp. It's hard to know on that stuff when they rep gear and stuff. And something I want to talk about, I'm kind of waiting until Jeremy joins, and then we'll talk about it. But I got a subject I want to talk about with recruiting. There will be some flipping, Gary. There's always flipping. There's always flopping. There's always maybe playing teams where you act like you're going there and you're not. I mean, these are 18-year-old kids. Who knows what's going to happen last minute on a lot of these decisions that will be made. Who knows? I mean, things can change like this. And that's the thing. And that's the thing I don't think is talked about enough in recruiting. When you talk about all the insiders and people get mad when they do get it wrong or whatever, but let's face facts. I mean, these kids could walk off your campus and say they are coming to your school, and the next morning they wake up and decide not to. That's a reality. That's just reality. Whether you like it or not, I don't like it that it's that way, but I also think it's kind of fun in recruiting. So, flippity floppity, the bomb says. But hey, it's been a great month for Oklahoma. June was an outstanding month for Oklahoma recruiting, guys. I mean, really good gets in the 25 class and got some 26 class too. So it's been a great month of June. I think July will be another great month. And I don't know what you guys think, but I think maybe by July 30th, is there 30 days in July or 31? I don't remember. But by the end of July, I think they might be about done with their class. That would be my guess. I think for sure by August, there's 31 days. Thanks, Hunter. I think they'll be about done with their class. What do you guys think? If we can pull 2 5-star O linemen, it will be top 5. I agree. There's if you land 2 5-star offensive linemen, I don't think it matters what you do with the rest of the spots. I think you're going to be around top 5 because that would be outstanding. What's going on, Jerm?
Not much, man. Not much.
People are wondering which Walmart parking lot you're at tonight.
It's actually not at a Walmart. I'm at a Lowe's, Jay.
Oh, wow. Well, why a Lowe's instead of Walmart?
Proximity, man. Proximity.
That really narrows it down a little bit. Hey, Robert says, hey, Jay, does the auditions hinder the freshmen coming in? Lots of infielders or help them? Here's what I say. I think it kind of helps because I still think Patty's going to play the best. If you saw it with Ella Parker last year in Pickering, if the incoming freshmen are good enough to play, they're going to get on the field somewhere. I mean, you can move. The thing is, these infielders that they're bringing in can play multiple positions, whether it be second base, shortstop, third base. You have 3 open positions there. So I think you had to get some experience. So I think it's great for both. What's going on, Jerem? Are you there? Can't hear you. So
I'm here now, Jay. I'm here.
For some reason, you still look like you're on a treasure hunt. I don't understand it. I mean, you go to a Bible study and you wear a bucket hat. Are you on a treasure hunt?
That's exactly right, Jay. Seeking the word, man. I'm seeking the word, bud.
Hey, I have a question for you. Is that like cemented on your head, or does it ever come off?
You know, Jay, in Oklahoma right now, it's about 110 degrees at night. Okay.
I agree, but I think we need guys in the chat and guys and girls. Give us a name for Jeremy with the treasure hunt hat on. I think we need a name for that.
Hey, seeking a natty, man. On the football side of things, seeking a natty.
What's that?
I'm seeking a natty.
Seeking a national championship. That's right. Damon says, how can Fasusi have so much love for BB&O and still not pull the trigger? Here's the thing. Anytime, I think it's not just Fasusi. I think it's a lot of times with 5-star recruits, they're going to wait until everything is the way they want it and then commit. And we'll see. I think OU does. I think the NIL game OU's playing. And here's what I want to talk about, Jeremy. Hit the like button. It does help the channel out big time. Please. Hey, here's what I want to talk about. 2 nights ago, I think it was, we had a big debate on here, and we agreed. A lot of people were talking about it. The fact that OU has not really landed a bunch of – they're starting to land some 5-stars, but they're not doing like Georgia, Alabama are, right? But you saw it come out today with the OU blue chip ratio. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but the blue chip ratio for Oklahoma has gone from – in 2015, it was at 38%. This year, 2024, 73%. So, and Brent Venables has improved it from Riley's years from 66 to 73. What the blue chip ratio is basically out of your class you sign, how many are 4 or 5 stars, and that's the ratio compared to 1 to 3. So I think that tells you that, yes, Venables is overall, team-wise, depth-wise, recruiting way better. Here's what I'll say. Yeah, you still might have maybe there is places where you're saying they're not getting as many 5-stars, but I think that's coming. I do think that what you can tell by that is that as a team in whole and as a whole class of recruiting you get, that he is doing a lot better job of getting consistently better players, correct?
Yeah, it's got to, Jay, I'm going to use the terminology that I've used before. You've got to stack year after year after year until this thing, that's when it changes, Jay.
Yeah. And Eric says Georgia 80%, which is true, but what I'm saying is I think OU is closing the gap under Brent Venables. Now it's time to start. Maybe you get 2 of these 5-star offensive. That's the step in this process.
What Bobby said is land one, and then maybe Ryan Foji gets to 5-star. Which
I think if you're wanting to play with the big boys, year in and year out, it's time to land a couple of those a year. Like, hey, you go land 2 5-star offensive line this year, right?
It helps, Jay. Obviously, that can only help.
Yeah. Indiana Jones, Oklahoma Germ. There you go.
What else you guys been talking about since I'm late on here?
Just the CJ Nixon commitment's huge for Oklahoma. But you got to close now. Now you're at 18 commits. Is that right? I think it's 18 commits for the class. So you got 6, 7 spots maybe available. These last 6 or 7, you're at number 5 right now in the recruiting rankings, overall class. So they're there. They're right at number 5. Now you got to close it. Got to close it now. If you land a couple of 5-stars out of your last 6 spots or 7 spots, whatever it is, that'll go a long way to get you at top 5 class, which is where they need to be. Eric, we talked about this today. You're right. They need to be up there in the top 5 or 6 for sure, I think, if you want to continue to climb.
But Chester's right. Until signing day, and I get the commitments, it's huge, Jay, especially with BV's policy. But yeah, we're still got some time here.
I know, and you got time to flip guys too. So I think it goes both ways.
I'm not sure who Carl Albert's playing at quarterback this year, Jay.
I don't know.
Sperry, I know that.
Sure. I'm not sure. Nixon at tight end. I don't think it'll happen.
I don't think so, Jay.
The question is, do you think he'll try to play basketball?
It's hard nowadays, Jay.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
With off-season stuff, I mean, it can be done. I'm not saying it can't be.
There's not
Jay,
a big window.
Did you talk about the tweet about the toughest places to play?
Saw that. What do you think about that?
A couple teams are missing off of it.
Tennessee?
Oregon? I don't think Florida State should have been on it, personally.
I think Florida State's a really good crowd. I know Hunter.
That's a great. Jay, what movie is that from?
What?
What movie is this quote from?
I don't know. Lumberg? Not sure.
The Office, man.
I've never watched.
Office Space.
I've never watched
Space.
The Office.
Robert, I think they get Kennedy and maybe one more pitcher, Bella Smith.
Hey, William likes your hat, so there you go.
Thank you.
I think that would be it to me too. If you get 2 pitchers like that, it's game set match for Oklahoma in the portal. It would be a great portal get for Patty and a great portal season. One thing I want to get to, you saw the rule change. Analysts can now be on the field coaching. Guys, that's a new
Hate it.
What's that?
Hate it.
You're weird. Why would you hate that?
It's ridiculous.
Why?
Let me tell you one reason.
Wait, here it is. It says Jeremy and his bucket hat saying, "Get off my lawn." Here we go. Go for it.
Here's what it is, Jay, and I've seen this firsthand experience as a coach. Here's what I don't like about it. There are so many coaches that, for me, unless it's hard for, like, I've watched players come off the field and there's 5 people yelling at them at the same time. Like, some of that I have guys.
That's on the coaching staff.
I agree, but to me, they already have a lot, Jay. There's already a lot, and it's going to also allow teams to they're going to bring in 30 analysts. Now,
great. It's a great thing, Jeremy. I love it.
Okay. Why do you love it, Jay? Why do you love it?
Because I think those coaches could be valuable on game day in certain roles. I think it's going to depend on how coaches use them. They could be very valuable, in my opinion. To me,
Depends
the more the merrier. It helps.
Depends on how they're used, Jay.
Well, then that's up to the coaching staff, Jeremy. That's not on this rule. Hey, Monty, this is a weird deal. So the Louisiana players, apparently today I saw that they entered the portal, but they haven't shown up yet. So it's like their paperwork. I don't know what's going on. Chuck.
Jay thinks he's the expert, Chuck.
I say correct all the time. I do own my decision. I'm saying for Jeremy to say it's correct. I guess I didn't word that right, but that's how I word it. That's what I do. So
I heard Kennedy wants out of Duke.
I just don't understand how you can say having more analysts on the field would be a bad.
Hey, as a fan, I do agree. It was great seeing all kinds of people yelling at the players. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying sometimes
take your coach's hat off.
I'm not wearing my coach's hat, Jay.
Hey, Bobby,
that's right, Bobby. There's another reason.
No, listen, Bobby, I agree with that. I'm not saying go hire more analysts. What I'm saying is this. The ones you already have that are analysts, they need to be on the field on game day. It helps them. It helps the team.
I guess they can earn their money that way. That's true.
I think there might be a limit on how many analysts you can have, Stu. I don't know if that changed. Did that change, Hunter? Or is it just where they can be on game day? Thanks, Chuck. Appreciate that. Jeremy said it looked bad today, so I appreciate that, Chuck.
Bomb says bring them on the field. Let them all in. Open the floodgates. Open the floodgates. Let them all in.
Ricky, I would be shocked if they went after Skip.
You think maybe we can get Saban on as an analyst?
That'd be great. Still limits on recruiting stuff, but
there has to be. If they allow that in recruiting, it's unbelievable. You can't do that.
No, there's still limits on that. But game day coaching, I love it. What if it's, hey, you have different positions, guys with the linebackers, it takes more time away from Brent Venables having to do some of that.
It depends, Jay. Again, how the flow chart works, what the chain of command is. I can see where it could be a problem, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Be careful.
Hey, real quick. Hey, what's up, Juan Blero from Japan? Love it.
Jen is right. Jen is right.
Yeah, it can be a good thing. That's right. Chuck, what's up with the offensive line recruiting? Chuck, here's what it comes down to. How Bill Beatenbow and Brent Venables, how do they close? And Seth Luttrell, I don't know what you're eyeing over there in the corner of your phone, but you're looking at something.
I saw a light, Jay. Saw a light.
Well, I would hope. So, Chuck, I think it depends on how they close this 25 class. They have to, in my opinion, close it strong. Right now you have in the boat Ryan Foge, Owen Hollenbeck. Who am I missing? Ryan Foge, Owen Hollenbeck. Am I missing one? I think I am. But the ones you don't have right now are Fasusi, Lamont Rogers, Haywood hasn't committed anywhere. Those are 3 5-stars. You got Babaloa, you got Afalava. I mean, that's 5. Is it 2 right now that they just have committed? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Hunter, you can drop it in there. So yeah, there it is. So it is just 2. So you got to get at least 2 more at least, and they need to be really good. Now I agree, Bobby. If they land Afalava and Rogers, that's a good class. You got to land 2 class. Out of the 5 I mentioned, you have to land 2 of them.
And Jay, you stack that class with last year's class. That's what I'm talking about. They're stacked on top of each other. That's great.
But what if you don't land any of those or just one?
I hate what ifs, Jay. I hate what ifs.
You got to land 2, I think. Who else are top priorities for Oklahoma? Hey, on the defensive side, there's still some top priorities, right? I mean, those are the offensive line. That's 5 guys on the offensive line that we just.
Another D lineman you got to get.
Yeah, I think Floyd Buchard, defensive lineman, 4-star, would be one. Christian Jones at linebacker. Eric, I think Christian Jones would be a name. It does sound like maybe I'm trying to pronounce the name right, but the Pitzrak kid that I think he just visited Nebraska. I don't know. There for a while, I thought, oh, you might get him. Now I'm thinking maybe Nebraska. Yeah, Cade Pitzrak. There it is, Bobby. I don't know. I think it'd be great for Oklahoma if they could land him. I think, Nebraska, he seemed like he just visited there from Twitter. But that would be a name, Bob, Eric. Cortez Mills is another receiver. Bomb. I think he'll probably end up at Oklahoma. That'll be another spot. There's another one, Gary. Thank you.
Smith Agobo.
Smith Arobo would be another one.
Roadbow.
Correct. I think we could probably, guys, there's 117 people on here. I think you could probably sit here and name who you think the last 7 would be, 6 or 7 guys. I mean, we could probably narrow it down to what we think. I mean, I think it'd be pretty easy to at least get 6 options that you think it's going to be. Now, here's the thing. What Topher put in earlier, there will be some shock and awe. Now, to me, the shock and awe would be something like this. Flipping a Melendez or a Fasusi or a Ty Haywood. To me, that's shock and awe. All the other ones, I think, are fair game a little bit. And Bobby, Eric, Bobby, the rest of y'all on here that follow Gray God Mess, Jimmy, y'all that follow it really closely. If I'm wrong on anything, that's another name. That's another name. Mark Eikenor. I can't say his last name, but that's another name. Gray God.
July 1st, we will know on that one.
Yes.
Absolutely. Any more word on Melendez?
He sounds like he's all into Miami.
Yeah.
Jimmy says getting 2 5-stars in the O-line would be.
I agree with that.
I think one has to be one. Miami.
You cannot finish this class not signing one of those.
But here's what I'll say, though, Gray God. I know Miami locked it. Is there such thing as a lock?
No.
I don't think there is.
Now, with BV's policy, maybe there is.
Possibly.
You know what's crazy is you don't see well, I can't say that yet, but switching commitments.
Hey, I agree with that, Bobby. I think if he commits July 1st, I think that's it for Oklahoma linebacker. I would agree.
Yeah.
Bomb says need 1 5-star. No, listen, we have not talked about this. This is worse than Lincoln Riley. This was awful. The way he handled that press conference last night, and then for this to happen today after losing a national championship, just not good. Hey, Monty.
Hey, listen. You can count on one for sure. I know multiple who will be praying for your wife that they would figure out kind of next steps there. I'll be praying for you and her.
Praying for you, Monty, and her.
Really there's not loyalty. When you have money, there's not loyalty.
But here's the thing. The Texas A&M coach, I think he's talking about, is there loyalty at all? Yeah, there's not. Coaches can do whatever the heck they want, and they just can. They do whatever they want. If they want to leave, they leave. He pulled a Lincoln Riley. He last night said in the press conference, basically denied everything, and then next day says he's leaving to go to Texas. The hated rivalry of Texas A&M. I mean, it's I've talked to many A&M people today. They are very, very upset, to say the least.
Well, and you can't blame them. You cannot blame them.
And hey, Bobby, that's the thing. That's the reason I'm saying this is awful. He knew last night he was going there. Everybody knew he was good friends with Chris Del Conte. They all knew they had times back before that he was good friends. So why deny it at that point? I know you just lost the national championship, but maybe say something like, I'll talk about that another day. Don't come out and say, this is foolish to be asking about it. I mean, that was pretty bad.
Chester, I agree, program first. Unfortunately, the world we live in, it's money first mostly.
Well, I mean,
It is, Jay, period. It's not program first for most of these guys.
well, the bad thing about this though, he's going to take a lot of the players. I mean, it's going to be a blow to Texas A&M baseball. And
What was the commercial?
Not like I really care about Texas A&M or Texas baseball. So hey, whatever happens, I'm just kind of an entertainer. Get my popcorn ready, baby.
Absolutely, Jay. Apparently, there was a nice commercial. And hey, Greg, we also think there'll be another Go Boomer tweet. We ready. We think it's Isabella Smith and Kennedy are the last two in the portal that you need.
Greg, and in fact, I was wrong because I thought Bella Smith was today's Go Boomer tweet. So I was wrong. I don't mind admitting it. Hey, Gary, this is an interesting name. I'm glad you threw it out there. Jonah Williams. That would be a shock and awe if they were in him at the end. That'd be massive for Oklahoma. And Monty, I've seen multiple people talking about this. Has anybody else heard anything on this about LeBlanc being back to Oklahoma?
I have not, Jay.
Has anybody else heard that? Uncle Charlie, I think Bella's better than the pitcher from Louisiana.
I do as well. She's got 206 innings last year, 1.56 ERA. I beat Duke. I like Bella Smith for that position.
And they have not got a whole lot of help from home run hitting in the portal. I agree with that. But they didn't hit. I mean, you had the home runs last year from Parker and Pickering, but the ones that were seniors, they didn't hit Tiare Jennings hit a lot of bombs last year. But
Blake, we're going to find out this year if Bama's fine. I've said all along I really like DeBoer. We'll see what happens this year. There is usually when you lose a guy like the caliber of Nick Saban, it's not always.
They've recruited well, though. That's the thing.
They have.
I think OU's got to stay at 5. They got to end 2025 class at 5. I think would be massive. Somehow, some way, get in there at 5. Finish out offensive line very strong and end up at 4 or 5. That would be an outstanding year. Great class from Brent Venables. Sitting at number 2 right now, Eric, you're right. Alabama is. I haven't pulled up Alabama's schedule in a while. I think they were another team that I think I had at 9-3, maybe. I'd have to look. Is that what you had them at too, Jeremy?
Around that. And the deal is, look, Stoops was around the OU program when he left. Still is. He has his pulse on it. Saban is like that. The question is, as long as Saban and DeBoer have that kind of relationship, it'll be fine.
Hey, and Eric, I understand what you're saying. I totally get it. I think Jeremy's on the same page with you here. I'm the one that's been a little bit different, just in the fact I think a lot of times you can say that, but there's also times where guys have went from smaller schools and can't handle the big school. I don't know if he's one of those guys or not. I have to wait and see. I do say this. I will say that he has recruited in his first offseason really good. Really good. So he's definitely on the right track. I'd like to see how he handles SEC, how he handles game day atmospheres, pressure of that level, day in, day out in the SEC, compared to the Pac-12. It's a different animal. So I would like to see how he goes throughout the season, and it does the pressure of a big time, the standard, as he called it this week. We are the standard is what pretty much he said. Now, how do you handle that pressure? I think
that's correct.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
I know you're getting ready to have a little vacay, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be off here and there a little bit. So
enjoy it.
Chuck, I agree. He's done good everywhere he's went. I agree with that. And I think he's got the qualifications to be a really good coach. What I'm saying, though, is I still want to see it at Alabama's level. There's no doubt I think he can coach, but sometimes he has not coached with that much talent before. And sometimes coaches have trouble putting all that talent and figuring it out. That's all I'm saying. he might go out there and just dominate and be the next. He may be Saban
He
2.
might.
So I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I don't understand Bobby either on the LeBlanc stuff. He's not in the portal. He's not at OU. I don't know where that guy's coming from. Hey, thanks, Greg. That means a lot.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, really, everyone that's on here right now, everyone that's been on here before, we do appreciate every one of you guys, each and every one of you. Yeah,
Hey.
stop reading fake news. Stop reading fake news.
Hey.
Yeah,
fake news. That's right, Eric. Hey, Jeremy, and that's how rumors get started too. Hey, what is it now? What is today? The 24th or 5th? Today's the 25th.
yes.
So what is it? 5-6 days till OU's officially in the SEC.
July 1st, Jay.
That's right. So it'll be here, and then once July hits, it is ready to roll. And I am so listen. I am so ready for football season. It's not funny because softball portal's about over, and once that's over, you got softball pretty much until battle series slows down. And
X's and O's, baby. X's and O's.
I am ready for football to get going. I'm ready for the grass smell of the fresh grass. I'm ready for it, man. Be here before you know it.
Yeah, no rumors started here, but Kennedy may or may not come to OU. That's a great way to end it tonight.
That's right. And Bobby, that's right. 2 commitments July 1st, too.
It'd be correct.
Pretty shocking, in my opinion, if guys have OU on their list and are committing on July 1st for them not to pick OU.
It would be funny. It would be funny.
So we'll see.
Yeah, hey, appreciate everyone.
Thanks.
We'll do this again tomorrow night, as we always do. See y'all tomorrow.